Guys are working very hard. The weather's been fantastic. It's been a lot of fun. We've tried to stick to the basics for the most part, but we've also spent a lot of time on just letting the guys play, letting them kind of let their hair down and rock and roll out there. So when you lose, you're right up the middle, goalkeeper, forward, center midfielders, center backs. When you lose players like that, it's a big thing for the rest of the team to have to step up and replace those guys. But a lot of the guys that we have returning are poised and ready, excited. They're chomping at the bit to make their mark on this program, especially in the wake of a season that was less than what we were expecting last year. The center back position, I think, along with the goalkeeper, they organize and really run the show back there. They make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, everybody's on the same page defensively, and they really kind of make sure that we're anchored offensively as well. Pontillo is also good for a couple of goals every year. He's scored some pretty big goals in his career. He is just the quietest, hardest working, just blue-collar guy out there. And what Pontillo is going to bring to this team this year is a hard-nosed edge that I think we've been lacking the last year or so. And he's also going to bring that senior leadership, the experience, and ultimately the athleticism and talent that we need to make a run at the Centennial Conference Championship again this year. So the freshman class is extremely talented, very experienced for only having just gotten here, but their high school and club careers were fantastic. And we've got guys at every position, goalkeeper, defender, midfield, and up top, who are going to help us in the next year or two right off the bat. And then, there are a couple other guys who have seen either limited time or because of injuries haven't really been able to show what they're capable of yet. One is Noah Sterngold, who was an all-conference player last year despite only playing about 3/4 of the season. He got injured late in the season and didn't help us at the back half of the season. And that was a big loss. And having him back in the lineup is going to be great. There are a couple other guys who I think, especially the goalkeepers, Jake Tracy and Peter Maxted, both of whom have been understudies to one of the greatest goalkeepers in the history of the program, David D'Annunzio, who graduated as the all-time leader in career shutouts and took the team to 3 championships in 4 years. So ultimately, we got some guys who can really step up and make a mark now on this program. This is going to be a very challenging season for us. Our schedule is loaded with regional and nationally ranked programs, including Rutgers Newark, playing in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, one of the strongest conferences in the country. We're also playing Manhattanville, who are annually regionally ranked and were one of the highest scoring teams in the nation last year. That's going to be a great battle right off the bat, the first weekend of the season. Then we also play, perennial powers, Stevens, RPI. We also get to play Newman, who are a rising power, who knocked off, multiple-time national champion Messiah in the NCAA tournament last year. So we've got a very challenging schedule, not to mention the always challenging Centennial Conference schedule, which is going to be a test day in, day out for us. Missing the Centennial playoffs was a huge disappointment last year, but it just shows how strong the Centennial Conference is. We had the best record in the Centennial Conference last year in all games played. However, we finished out of the playoffs based on a 5-4 record in the conference. In order for us to get back to the conference playoffs, we have to do one game better than that, which is within reach. However, given the graduated talent and given how young we are, we're going to have to work very hard. We're going to have to be a team that takes nothing for granted. We're also going to have to make sure that every single time we step on the field, we're ready to play, we're focused, and we're able to play 90-minute games. Because nobody in our conference is going to give us a break ever. There's nothing more competitive than going through the Centennial Conference schedule.